Welcome back, book sniffers, and this is the week in the life of a bookseller here, starting on a beautiful morning in Frome, Somerset, England, the home of Sherlock Pages. We have a lot going on this week, starting with today. It's the Frome Independent Market, when our whole town is taken over by craftspeople, artisans, brilliant food producers. It's a really important day for trade, so I'll be in the shop all day. Fingers crossed it goes well. Otherwise, we are having some author visits to the shop. We are having new shelving installed, so I'll show you that. I know this is probably quite a small thing for some people, but honestly for the bookshop it's massive, and for a book lover to be able to design your own bespoke bookshelves and make that investment is really lovely. I'll be going to London. I will be meeting some consultants helping us work with Sherlock Pages. I will be meeting a literary agent, which is really exciting. They're interested in learning more about our bookshop. I am an author as well. I've got a book coming out soon called Forgotten Churches. So I'm thinking about a new project, and I might tell you a little bit more about that. I will also be visiting the National Gallery. We have a partnership with them. They have an upcoming exhibition on Siena and the artists there of the 12th, 13th, 14th century, and there is a beautiful book I want to tell you about, really slim meditative memoir, so I will be featuring that as well. There's some behind the scenes stuff in the shop which might be the nitty gritty, might be the things that you don't usually see, so I'll be sharing that. And yeah, I will just let you know what meetings we're having, generally what goes on in the life of a bookseller in a week. So looking forward to it. Long live the Hedgerows. I've just got into the shop on market day. I've been up the hill to get my coffee from Moon 2, one of my favourite coffee shops in town. All of the stall holders are setting up. The sun is just beautiful. It feels like medicine after an English winter. And when I came in, I discovered some post. We have the Frome list, the March version. It is March the 2nd now, and we actually have a little advertisement in there because we have an exhibition coming up. I've printed off these mini leaflets, flyers for it. It is on the 21st to the 23rd of March, and it will feature all of the illustrations for my upcoming book, Forgotten Churches, by the incredibly talented Iwana Piwaru. So there will be lots of prints available for sale at that. And my book, of course, we're going to have a pop-up arts and heritage bookshop at the Silk Mill in Frome as well. So really pleased to be giving these flyers out today in the shop, but also to see that the advertisement that we placed is in the Frome list. Here it is, just there in the corner. And what's cool about Frome is it's so community-based. There's so much going on for such a small town that the Frome list is really read. It's honestly something that so many people will pick up today. But anyway, let's hope for a big Frome Independent Market day for us. I've just checked our desk, our table, to make sure that we have multiple copies of some of our most popular books. Here at Sherlock Pages, we have a book selling philosophy. We want to stock, all of the big hitters in our categories, of course, but we also want to have books that are special for that one person on a particular day. So they might not sell for a month or months, but then someone comes in and goes, oh my God, this is absolutely perfect for me. I don't know, maybe it's something on a particular type of woodcraft, or there is a book on a certain geography that they weren't expecting to see, and they are just super happy about that. However, today, I sometimes put books like that on the table, but today on the display table, we've kind of got more of the big hitters, I would say, because we have so much footfall and we have to do really well today. So it is about getting that volume of sales to support the shop. Yeah, I'm hopeful. I think we'll do well. The sun will bring people out. It's already looking quite busy in town. I won't be able to get out much today. I will be bolted to this desk, I'm sure, once I open the door in a minute. But maybe I'll give you an update later on as I can. Okay, I've just locked up after the market. The tradespeople are packing away outside, And we did good today. It was solid. It was about what I would expect from the Frome Independent Market for us. More importantly, we met some lovely people. There was a nature writer who came in from the Netherlands. There was a couple from Italy. There were people who travelled from different parts of England to stay in Frome in the area and visit the shop whilst they were at it. One lady really moved me by bringing in some hot chocolate actually, and said that they'd enjoyed watching one of our YouTube videos, and someone who lives in the town as well. So that made it all the more special actually, to know that, you know, people in the community have got our back. That was really, really nice. And we had a very, very special visit from Estee and Niall, who were the breeders of Mona, our dog. And they brought in Mona's mum, Leica, and her sister, Clemmy. And so special to see them. Actually, Mona is meeting them right now, and I'm missing out. I'm absolutely gutted, but I'm sure I'll see some of that footage later. So that's really special for us. If you don't follow the shop on Instagram or anything like that, or you haven't followed my Instagram, which is at English Pilgrim on Instagram, Mona is a Lagotto Romagnolo, a truffle hunting dog from Italy, and she's such a big part of our lives. And so for us to meet her mum again and her sister was really very special. Now today, I'm just going to lock up, make sure we are in order. Using that word, I will put in an order for tomorrow. Tomorrow we have new shelving to arrive. I've got a bunch of meetings in the morning. I'll try and film those with a coffee, not the meetings themselves, but I'll just let you know what I'm up to, you know, what needs taking care of. This evening I'm going to have to check in on the laptop and putting some meeting agenda points for meetings I've got tomorrow on our website and how we're running things. So yeah, I'll keep you updated. It seems the footage that I recorded on Monday morning from the office was lost. However, that's probably a good thing, and we can dive straight into the install of the new shelving unit. I'm in the shop now. My colleague Kerry has been in this morning and moved all of these books, and she was asking me, this is how good a colleague she is. She was asking me, Luke, can I please come in and clean the window? I lie awake at night thinking about the window. So she came in, she knew this was her opportunity to get into all the corners that we can't usually get to. And so the window is totally free now, ready for the installation of our bespoke unit. A fellow Frome company, Folk House, have helped to design and build this with us. They also have a shop, neighbourhood utility on Cheap Street, which sells all sorts of homewares and is very, very cool. They also do a great coffee as well. So do pay them a visit if you're in town. Yeah, but Danny's just on his way and I can't wait for it to be installed. However, if I can, I'm just going to nip up the hill and get a coffee before they arrive from another favourite coffee shop of mine, Moo and Two. It's very nice here in Frome. Most people are quite friendly with each other most of the time. And yeah, it's all very nice and community feeling, really. So fingers crossed they arrive shortly, but I know that they've been working furiously to deliver this for today. We were so pleased to see the unit arrive, and soon the guys were taking it out of the van, and it slotted in really, really well. The base went in first, and this is going to be storage shelving. Maybe some people might look at those shelves, but we presume that lower part will mainly be used for storage. And then here we have the shelving itself going in. Now the good part of this design is that if you look in the middle there's actually a seat, and we're going to put a nice cushion and a linen outer on that so that people can sit and read, and they've already been using it as designed. We also had adjustable shelving put in with really nice brass fittings that Danny here actually made personally for us, and it was such a good job, a real partnership with a local business. And already we are filming it. I love the dexterity here, Danny. Mona and Agat came to take a look, and we're just thrilled to have this new display. It adds such an increased level of magic to the shop and professionalism. It looks brilliant. And here Agat is going inside, the first person to test the seat, and this is where people are already reading in the shop. Tuesday started with a frosty morning walk. Mona always loves it, whatever the weather, and it was time for her cut. Here she is before, and my colleague Kerry was in the shop, so I was able to do some other tasks on the day. One of those was taking our old A-frame, which was just too big, but has a lovely design by Agat, which we now use on our tote bags, to be cut down in size. And I also delivered to our friends at Folk House our previous display unit, which we're going to cut up and use for pop-ups. Here's Mona after I collected her from her cut. It seems like she is a totally new dog, and then it was on with the day. Just off to London now. It's Tuesday afternoon. A slot came up in my calendar this afternoon because I was meant to meet an author for a bit of a signing and hopefully to interview them, but unfortunately they had to call off because they were sick, but they're going to come again at a later date. So in that time I edited a YouTube video. I was also dealing with HMRC, which is basically the Treasury here in the UK, because we've been fined, or there's the potential that we're going to get fined. That sounds very bad, but it's because we basically created our company, I think on the 27th of June, and we started our financial year at the start of July. This is all very boring. So basically there's a technicality where there's a few days we haven't submitted data for. So sorting that out, I've been paying some staff wages. What else have I been dealing with this morning? There was a couple of issues that came up, I'm sure. So answering the emails, just to give you a feel of what it's like. Yeah, and now I've just been rushing to get ready for the meetings tomorrow. We are looking at book subscriptions with a consultant who is going to help me on some of the technical side. I just can't do myself. Then I'll be meeting with new literary agent tomorrow and off to the National Gallery. So, yeah, lovely. Also nice here in Frome at the moment. On Wednesday, I woke up to a beautiful day in London. I'd stayed at a friend's house, and I thought I'd show you a little bit from my adventures in the capital. I'm now in one of the wealthiest parts of London. I'm near Green Park. You might have heard of the Ritz, which is nearby. I'm near some very posh hotels. Imagine diplomats and celebrities staying here. And I'm off to a literary agent's, Curtis Brown, because I have a new literary agent and we're going to discuss a book, potentially about bookshops, life at Sherlock Pages. But I've got a bit of a wider vision, but we're going to need that to work that out over time. I'm really excited. This morning I was with a freelance consultant who is working for us, just to discuss some of the website things that I cannot do on my own, thinking about subscriptions, also thinking about children's books as well, actually. Don't feel like we're doing it as well as we could do to encourage young people to care about the environment, to be inspired by all the wonderful literature that's out there. And so how can we do that better? It's a big segment of the book industry as well. A third of books are for children, pretty much consistently across all markets. So that's very interesting. I just finished this book here, which is by Hisham Matar, sorry. A Month in Siena. It's the first time I've read anything by him. I read it for the Siena exhibition. I'll just get out of the way here. And it's a really, really unique book. It covers a month of him being in Siena, visiting the paintings. But I think I'll talk about that a little bit more when I can get back to the studio. Might not be what you're expecting, but I'm really glad I read it before going to the Siena exhibition this afternoon. I don't think I'm going to record any of this meeting at Curtis Brown. I don't think it's maybe the right thing to do, but I'll give you an update on how it's gone. And of course, I'll share some of the photos and videos from the Siena exhibition at the National Gallery this afternoon, and then I will be off back to Frome, back to Somerset. Okay, so this is, what are we on now? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Is this day 3? I don't know. Anyway, it is when it is. Over and out. I just thought I'd show you this as well whilst I'm here. This is St James Square, and it is home to many diplomacies, many wealthy investment funds, a couple of clubs, but also the London Library, which is probably one of the most famous private libraries in the world. So many amazing writers here. It's got these beautiful stacks. I used to be a member. I made an equivalence between paying for an expensive gym membership, but this was my treat, my indulgence. Whilst I lived in London, I spent many happy hours in here reading and writing, and here it is, the London Library. Many great books have been written here. I'm sure if I lived in London, I'd definitely think about being a member again. Though you can be a member from afar, but I just wouldn't use it that much, I don't think. The meeting with the literary agent was fantastic. So many ideas generated, so much inspiration given, but I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. For now, it was off to the National Gallery. It's the 200th anniversary of the National Gallery in London this year, and as such, they asked 200 creators in the arts and heritage space to join them to celebrate the exhibitions this year. Thankfully, I was invited as one of those creators in the arts and heritage space, and so I was able to go to the press day for the new exhibition on Siena, The Rise of Painting 1300 to 1350. Now, this looks in particular at 4 artists, Duccio, Simone Martini, and the eternal Lorenzetti brothers. The exhibition was near overwhelming. You're stepping into a different world here, a great age of distinctive artistic dynamism, a world of religious ceremony and civic traditions, of wealthy patrons and collective adoration. There are paintings, metalworks, rugs, silks. The ritual world of Siena in all of its golden splendour was on display, and what a privilege it is to enjoy this without the usual crowds. I'm intensely aware of that, so I did my very best to document some of these treasures on social media to inspire people to go visit and enjoy the arts. It really did feel like a pilgrimage, you know, the adoration that I had for these artworks I could imagine reflected in people who saw them in the years and decades after they were originally created. And there was one artwork that I am always so pleased to see. It's an all-time favourite of mine. It's called the Wilton Diptych, and here it is. This is actually an English piece created at the end of the 14th century, inspired partly by the works of Siena. So I took a long time enjoying the exhibition, and I snuck in a quick visit to Waterstones Piccadilly before heading back to Somerset. So yes, before I went to the Siena exhibition, I went to Curtis Brown, which is a literary agent, and they also represent other talent as well. And it was quite plush, actually, their office. It was very nice, but a bit shocking to be back in that kind of world of, you know, sophisticated offices and meeting rooms, having been in Sherlock Pages for so long. I'm just following Mona around as she asked me to throw her ball for her. Here, Mona, go on. And yeah, the meeting went really well. We were discussing a book on the, you know, I have this concept about wanting to tell the origin story of Sherlock and Pages, but also the story of bookshops and what they've meant to me and to others as anchors of calm, hope, resilience, defiance, many of these words and values and associated emotions, throughout really the past 100 years or so. And it was really, really positive. I think we're going to get a proposal together. And I was given a book to read actually called A Waiter in Paris. And I can't remember the author's name. Is it Edward Chisholm? I'll have to check. But I raced through the first 100 pages on the train back from London, and it was phenomenal. It's not really within Sherlock and Pages' remit. It's a memoir about a young English man getting into a situation where he wants to prove to himself that he can do something. He was a graduate just after the financial crisis, and there are a certain set of circumstances, and he wants to prove that he can be a waiter in Paris on his own. He doesn't speak French at the time, and it's just such an intriguing story so far, and I just can't keep my hands off the book. I was reading it just now with a coffee before I took Mona out. So that is really interesting, and I think it was given to me because the narrative voice is so strong, the way he writes is so compelling, and it will be really great inspiration for me. So I'm really enjoying that, and do you know what? I think we might just stock it anyway, and I think I'll do a review of that book. I think there's space for that at Sherlock and Pages. The Siena exhibition was phenomenal, as you've probably seen by now. Just such a privilege to be able to see it when it's so quiet. And on the way back, I had a phone call meeting with our regional rep for our wholesaler to organise my book signing, which will be taking place soon, because pre-orders have come in for my book, Forgotten Churches, and I'm going to have to go and sign them all. So lots happening all the time, lots to keep track of. So best get back to it. I then had to get over to the shop and open up for a plumber because we had some problems with our pipework. It's not all fun at the bookshop, honestly. There is a lot of hard work and not so glamorous stuff behind the scenes. It's Friday morning now, and I'm just on my way to the shop, and I'm meeting an author, Ramona Jones, who you might know as Monologue on Instagram. She curates the most beautiful set of photos and videos about the English countryside, heritage sites, landscape, and she has an incredible cottage. Her garden is a masterpiece, and she's just published a book yesterday called Growing, which is beautiful. I'll show you that. It's a real achievement. It's so well done by all of the team, and I'm sure beautifully written as well. So she'll be signing some books for us. Then I'm going to do a little bit of work in town after some meetings already early this morning. And then we'll get on with the rest of our day. I've got to walk our dog this afternoon for a few hours. I think she's a bit touchy. And then it'll be on to the weekend again. It was brilliant to meet Ramona, get some signed copies of her book in the shop, and we had a coffee afterwards and discussed her journey, which was really, really interesting to hear about how she's discovered an audience through Instagram, YouTube, and there's so much enthusiasm behind her. On Saturday, we finished the week with a visit to Montacute House in Somerset. It's really important for me to be able to spend time with family, get away from the pressures of the shop a little bit. I know everything looks very, very bucolic in this video. However, there is so much hard work behind the scenes, as I say, and I haven't managed to capture all of the business meetings that go on, but sincerely, thank you for your support and everyone who's subscribed and comments. I do read them all, even if I can't get back to you.